Paglifsi. Welcome to My Arctic Life. My name is Nasugraq, and today we're going to talk about cocoon. We call this plant cocoon in our language. And cocoon is actually a magically alive thing called a lichen. Lichen are the product of a relationship between a fungus and an algae or bacteria. Alaska has hundreds of different types of lichen, and they come in all colors, shapes, and sizes. It is very plentiful here, where they can grow on rocks, between rocks, and any bare spot they can find. Lichen are incredibly important to the ecosystem here in the Arctic, mainly because caribou eat tons of lichen. They can consume almost 2 trash bagfuls a day per caribou. Cocoon is unique in that it is actually a tumbleweed type plant. It spreads itself across the tundra by being rolled along by the wind. When I first moved here to Ankatuvuk Pass, we would go on picnics and they would tell the kids to go and get cocoon. And I thought that was a weird word. I envisioned butterfly cocoons, moth cocoons. I was mystified. And what they came up with was this neat little plant. And it fascinated me because even though I've heard about plants that were used for medicine and plants that were used for food, it fascinated me the most when we talked about plants that are utilitarian, that aren't used for food and that aren't used for medicine, but are still important. Let me describe it for you. I'll do my best to describe it for you. It's very different from most lichen that you'd run into on the tundra. Most lichen is found on rocks and attached to things, and if you touch it, it's squishy. This one, it looks different though than the other lichens. And when I first saw it, I thought maybe it was just dead lichen, because I'm familiar with reindeer lichen, which is what caribou eat, the white stuff, the fluffy stuff that's found everywhere. So I thought maybe this black lichen was just the dead version of it, and it's not. It's actually a completely different type of lichen. It kind of pricks at your fingers. It's very, and you can kind of hear it. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Can you hear the sound? It's pretty cool sounding. And it feels kind of prickly to your fingers, and it's really dry, and it tends to like attach itself to your jacket, or if you have a sweater or your socks. It's very sticky in a way because it has these tiny, tiny little barbs that don't really hurt, but they're really good at kind of attaching themselves. It doesn't have a smell. If it does have a smell, it kind of smells like the tundra, like you would expect. It doesn't have its own smell. It kind of picks up the smell around it. The most fascinating thing to me about this plant is that it's used as a fire starter, as tinder. And the first time I ever seen it lit up, I was amazed because it made this really like loud hissing noise, and it made kind of like a torch, the kind of noise that a torch makes, and it just like, and it lit up super fast just like that, no hesitation. Fascinating. I was like, wow, look at this thing. It's really like, they weren't kidding when it says it really works well as tinder. So let's go ahead and gather some cocoon so we could show you how it works. It doesn't necessarily have to be completely dry, but it works a lot better if it is. And unlike most man-made fire starters, it doesn't leave a weird residue behind. And there you have it. a unique and interesting little bit of Arctic knowledge. Thanks for joining me today on my Arctic life. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos, subscribe to this channel. If you have any other questions that you'd want me to answer, go ahead and ask them down below in the comment section, and I will try to include them in future videos.